Hey guys, welcome. Another version of Net Ricks. Before I get started, I'd just like to thank all the people, players, coaches, parents, phys ed teachers, anybody that loves a great game of tennis. There's been over 9 million views of Net Ricks around the world in 6 months. So I'd just like to shout out and say thank you. What I'd like to talk about today is a big game, a big thing about how you play the game. And it's really about the eyes, okay? Even though this is all about footwork, okay? Everything starts with your eyes. I cannot stress that enough. You have to kind of see what's going on. Now, let me explain this. I've glossed over this on other videos, but you play the game with your eyes. Then from there, there'll be a domino effect. But you play it with your eyes. What I mean by that is the following. You should always see where your ball lands, okay? Whether it's right there or subconsciously. You should always see how your opponent's running. You should always see how they're taking it back. You should see if they're changing their grip. And you should then have a feel from previous patterns or tendencies what would be a high probability of what they're going to do. And this all starts with the eyes. The eyes run the show. It's all about the eyes, okay? See where your opponent's standing when returning serve. That gives you a cue, a tip, maybe where the better percentage should be, where you should serve the ball, or where you think that they think it's going to go. So your eyes tell it all. What I see a lot, especially with younger players, it takes a while to get the experience, obviously, because nothing beats a place of experience. They don't play the game with their eyes. They're not looking where their opponent's like standing on the return of serve, or even maybe where the person's standing when they serve. Even though it's pretty much everybody's kind of the same, there might be certain people that stand over a little further, so they might like to slice it more, or they might like to kick it more. So notice where they're standing, but it all starts with the eyes. It all starts with the eyes. I'll go back to truck up, and I'll go back to the warm-up. Even in the warm-up, you want to be taking the temperature, okay, even in the warm-up. Even though that could be sometimes misleading, it can also say a lot. Which side is better? How they holding the racket? They got a severe Western, okay? They're running around their backhand a lot. Are they always slicing? Even in the warm-up, that gives you a little bit of information about what's going to happen. But once again, it starts with the eyes. It's all about the eyes. So you want to be aware, okay? Don't just warm up and that's it. You want to be taking the temperature even in the warm-up. I think if the person doesn't take any volleys, you should put that in the computer that they probably don't like the net. They definitely don't love the net. So you might be able to draw them in a little bit more. You might be able to use your drop shot. So you can see how I'm actually going into more strategic things, but it all starts with the eyes. You have to be aware of things, but it starts with your eyes. And it's not black and white. This is a fluid situation. What the person did yesterday might be different the next day, because people make adjustments just like you guys are. They're going to make adaptations just like you guys are. But when it's all said and done, it's all about your eyes. When the person's serving to you, you should see where they're tossing the ball. There's not a lot of trickery, especially in junior tennis. As some of you get into pro tennis, sure, people might hit the same serve off the different serves off the same toss, but it's pretty, you can kind of read the toss, and that alone will give you an idea where the ball's going. Maybe when they get older, they might be able to toss it back and still hit it flat. I don't want to go down that road yet. But it's, once again, it's with the eyes. It's all with the eyes. You have to be aware of that. People get so caught up in their forehand, backhand serve, winning and losing. That's not what this is about. It's about developing. Even the best players in the world, every day they're trying to get better. But this whole thing starts with your eyes. I want you to look at the game differently. Forget about your feet for a second. If your eyes know what's going on, that's going to make your feet better. Think about that. If your eyes have a better idea of what's going on, your feet will get better. Why? There's a higher probability you're going to time your split step better. You have a better idea where the ball's going. You're going to base your experience on patterns and tendencies because it's with the eyes. It's all about the eyes. And I think as coaches, parents, teachers, role models, you got to put this into the kid's head so they take ownership, they take responsibility. Okay, That's just a little insight of one of the many, many things that I try to get people to be aware of, because I want them to take responsibility, this whole thing, ownership, put it back on them, because when they're the ones that want to do that, we're the ones here helping them and guiding them. So put the responsibility on them, tell them to think about their eyes all the time and be aware, because if you're aware of things, you're going to get a much better player in the long run. Good luck.